All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call I'm Lahayna with Yahweh by Shemi Awashai by Shemar Kakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and Ruwan Teach Well. Hearty shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, it's your brother Karat Dazar back with another lesson just to speak about this issue with the Sakari camp and Apostle Paul's writings being authoritative. Okay, this is going to be a quick little lesson. All right. This is Romans chapter 1, verse 9. Paul, a servant of Yahushua Mashiach, called to be an apostle, separated unto the gospel of Yahweh. Okay. All right. There's a lot of information within this precept. Okay. So let's look at servant. Okay. All right. Because those individuals in Sakari, all right, they have been called, all right, to be a servant of the Lord in regards to the doctrine that they're pushing, whether it's beneficial to the nation of Israel or not, okay? All right, they are still serving the Lord. So let's look at this word servant, okay? Here we go, metaphor, all right? One who gives himself up to another's will, those whose service is used by Hamashiach in extending and advancing his cause among men, all right? Is that not what Paul is doing? All right. He is giving himself up to another person's will. He gave himself up to Yahweh Shema Shai's will to preach the gospel. All right. He was called. Let's look at C. Devoted to another to disregard of one's own interest. All right. This is what Paul is doing. All right. This is what he was called to do. This is how he was given his authority. All right. He became a servant unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Okay. Let's go back. All right. An apostle. All right. Here we go. The word apostle. All right. A delegate, messenger, one sent forth with orders. All right. So if we say apostle Paul, is not apostle Paul one that was sent forth with orders? All right. He was sent forth with orders. All right. And he was sent forth with orders to preach the word. All right. That's how he gets his authority, right? So the books of Paul that he written, all right, they're authoritative, okay? All right, they have meaning behind them, okay? All right, here we go. Let's look at definition B in a broader sense applied to other intimate Israelite, all right, or Christian, all right, Hamashiachian teachers. Is not Paul a teacher of the word of Yahweh Shema Shai? All right. That's where he gets his authority, okay? All right. Let's look at this word separated, because Paul was separated, okay? All right. Look, here we go. Separate, or a franzo, if I said it wrong, Salakia, look at definition B. In a good sense, to appoint, set apart for some purpose. Was not Paul set apart for some purpose? Was he not appointed for a certain purpose? All right, these are precepts or definitions within this precept, okay, to help you understand that the writings of Paul, all right, are authoritative, okay? All right, you can go back and look at servant, because I can't remember all of what they said. You can go back and look at separated and apostle, okay? All right, now let's look at this in a basic Bible for better English, I believe that is called, right? But it says here, Paul, a servant of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, an apostle by the election of Yahweh, given authority as a preacher of the good news, right? You see it there, right? Given authority. So let's look at this word authority. All right, so the books of Paul are authoritative, okay? All right, let me see. Oh, I can't look at it there because it's not in the blue letter. But guess what? Bam, same word, authority. All right, let's look at definition 3. Testimony is not what Paul gave a testimony, giving the testimony. All right, witness. All right, or the person who testifies, as the Gospels or the evangelists are authorities for the miracles of Hamashiach. All right. Paul was out there preaching the gospel. All right. He was ordered to go preach the gospel. He was given, here you go, look at definition 6, permission. He was ordered. All right. Precedence, decision of a court official. All right, I was just reading it. I'm just reading it. All right. So, legal power or right to command or to act. All right, as the authority of a prince. All right, we can go read Acts 9 and see how Paul got upon that authoritative role and or position. Okay, let's see how far it goes. All right, it's pretty lengthy, but you know what? I'm gonna just read it. This is Acts 9:1 and 1. And Saul yet breathing out threatenings and slaughter against the disciples of Yahushua, went unto the high priest and desired of him letters to Damascus to the synagogues, that if he found any of this way, whether they were men or women, he might bring them bound unto Jerusalem. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly shined a round light about him from heaven, and he fell to the earth and heard a voice saying, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And he said, Who art thou, Lord? And the Lord said unto him, I am Yahushua, whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. And he trembling with astonishment, Lord, what wilt thou have me do? And the Lord said unto him, Arise and go into the city. It shall be told thee what thou must do. And the man which journeyed with him stood speechless. All right, so this is the beginning of Paul's journey into the ministry of Yahweh Shem Shai, giving him authority to teach, all right, the gospel. All right, separating him, all right, from the mindset that he was in within, following after the things that were taught to him, all right, in regards to the law and being a Pharisee of the Pharisees, right? So it says here, and Saul arose from the earth, and when his eyes were opened, he saw no man, but they laid him by hand, and they led him by hand and brought him to Damascus, and he was there 3 days without sight, neither did he eat nor drink. And there was a certain disciple at Damascus named Ananias, and to him said the Lord in a vision, Ananias, and he said, Behold, here I am here, Lord. And the Lord said unto him, Arise and go into the street called Straight, and inquire in the house of Judas for one called Saul of Tarshish. Behold, he prayeth, and he have seen in a vision a man called named Ananias coming in and putting his hand on him, that he might receive his sight. Then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard by many of this man how evil he hath done to the saints at Jerusalem. Just like we did evil and sinned against the Lord, Paul was forgiven and brought into this ministry. All right, his works are authoritative. His writings, all right, the things that he's done, his journey, all right, it's authoritative. We can learn from this. Okay, all right, just like what we've done for the Lord. All right, individuals are going to learn about it in the kingdom. Right. It says, verse 14, and he hath authority from the chief priest to bind all that call on thy name. But Yahushua, because it's Lord right there, said unto him, Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel to bear the name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. Right? This Gentiles here is talking about Israelites that follow after the customs of the heathen. All right? And this children of Israel, talking about Israelites that know that they're Israelites. Right? But anyway, we got here, it says, For I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. And Ananias went his way and entered into the house, and putting his hand on him, said, Brother Saul, Yahushai, the Lord, even Yahushai that appeared unto thee in the way as thou camest, hath sent me, that thou mightest receive thy sight and be filled with the Holy Spirit. Right? Bam, he was filled with the Holy Spirit. Right? Separated. Right? It says here, and immediately there fell from his eyes as it had been scales, and he received his sight and arose and was baptized. And when he had received meat, he was strengthened. Then was Saul certain days with the disciples which were at Damascus. And he straightway preached to Mashiach in the synagogue that he is the son of Yahweh. All right, that's it. This is the role that Paul had in receiving his authority from Yahweh Shai. All right, authority. Let's look at that again. Testimony witness of the one or the one who testified. Did not Paul do that? As the Gospels are, or the evangelists are authorities for the miracles of Yahweh Shai. All right, so the books is the Gospels, Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John. All right. And the evangelists are individuals that go around preaching the word. All right. They are authorities for the miracles of Yahweh Shai. All right. And then he has legal power or right to a command or to act. All right. As an authority over prince or subjects. Not as authority over prince and subjects, but as an authoritative figure to preach the words of Yahweh Shai. So Lord will use edify to the